If you've been trying to lose fat, but nothing seems to work, chances are you're probably making one of these 3 crucial mistakes that are holding you back. In this video, you're going to learn what these mistakes are and how to fix them starting today. So let's get started. All right, so mistake number 1 is you're not tracking your calories accurately. Now, we all know that you need to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. Now, if you don't know this, then you're definitely going to want to check out my last video on fat loss immediately after you watch this one. Now, when it comes to tracking calories, it's really not that difficult. But the only thing is you really got to make sure that you're tracking it accurately. And what I mean by this is you might be missing out on some things that you think that you're accounting for, but you're actually not. So my question for you is, are you really tracking everything that you're putting into your body? For example, I've had people come to me and tell me that they're eating, say, 2,500 calories, but when I actually have them track every little thing that they're putting into their body, they're actually eating closer to 3,500 calories. And this is going to significantly screw up the results. Because if you're eating 3,500, but you think you're eating 2,500, I mean, over time, you're actually just going to be gaining weight. And the reason for this is they didn't really think about tracking some of the smaller things. They thought about tracking the big foods that they were eating, but what about the oil that you're using when you're cooking your food? What about all the different sauces that you're using? Are you using ketchup? Are you using mayonnaise? Are you using butter? Are you using ranch, when you're putting this on your food? All of this is gonna make a significant difference when it comes to the calorie intake. So this is all things that you wanna be tracking. Another thing that they weren't tracking was their drinks. What were they drinking on a day-to-day basis? Did they have some coffee? Did they have some juice? Did they end up having some soda? All of these things are crucial when it comes to tracking your calories if you want to be accurate and if you actually want to see results. Now, another thing to think about is, are you actually using the correct measurements when you're tracking your foods? For example, some of you guys might just be eyeballing it and thinking that you're using a cup of this or a tablespoon of that, but in reality, you're actually using 2 cups. You're actually using 3 tablespoons. For example, you might make some food and think that you're using 1 tablespoon of butter, but in reality, you're actually using 3 tablespoons of butter, 4 tablespoons of butter, and you end up tracking it as just the 1 tablespoon, so you think you're good, when in reality, you're actually over by 300, maybe even 400 calories that you thought you were. So these are all the things, guys, that you really want to pay close attention to when it comes to your tracking, and it's going to make a significant difference, and make sure that you are tracking accurately. So that is mistake number 1 and how to fix it. All right, so mistake number 2, guys, is gonna be you're leaving too many snacks in the house. Now, me personally, when I ended up gaining over 25 pounds, a big reason was because I was actually leaving way too much food in the house that was junk food, snacks. A lot of things that I would find myself binging on, especially late at night. So, for example, I would have some cookies in the pantry, right? I'd have some cookies. I would have, popcorn lying around. I would have, ice cream lying around. Chips was a big one for me that I pretty much just kept in the house all the time. And I would just find myself binging at night because, well, it was available. It was already there and I didn't have to do anything except pick it up and eat it. So that's a big thing, guys. You really don't want to leave too many snacks in the house. As long as I don't keep it in the house, I'm good. For the most part, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes binges, they're gonna happen. When you're on a weight loss journey, guys, you're gonna have some binges, or at least you're gonna have the feeling of, wanting to just eat whatever and say screw it. But the thing is that as long as you don't have those snacks like just waiting in the house and easy access to it, you can kind of contain that a little bit better. Versus, if you just had some chips sitting there, if you just had some cookies sitting there, it's over at that point. You're pretty much just gonna say screw it and start binging. So now that you don't have those cookies, you don't have those chips, all that temptation just staring you in the face makes it a lot easier to just stick to your diet for the most part. Unless, of course, you want to have to get up, put on a jacket, throw on your shoes, get in the car, drive all the way to the store at 10 o'clock at night and, pick up your favorite sweets. and cheat on your diet, right? It takes a lot more energy to do that you're likely to just say screw it and stick to your diet. That's what's worked for me and has really helped me to avoid all of those binges, stress eating, things like that, by not keeping it in the house. And I was able to stick to my goals, shred 30 pounds of fat, and I was good to go. So highly recommend that for you if you've really been struggling on losing fat and if you've really been dealing with those late night binges. So huge tip there. All right, real quick guys, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe, helps me out a lot. And we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So I really appreciate you guys for watching, and let's get back to the video. All right, so mistake number 3 that I see a lot of people making is they're not weighing themselves daily. Now, I know it might sound a little bit scary to step on a weight scale. A lot of people really don't like to do it. And that's because, when you step on the weight scale, you have to face that harsh reality. And, no one really wants to face it. But if you're serious, guys, about losing weight and, being able to lose weight consistently, you're gonna have to start weighing yourself, and you're gonna have to start weighing yourself daily. Because otherwise, how are you gonna know if you're gaining weight? How are you gonna know if you're losing weight? How are you gonna know if you're, staying the same weight? You gotta be able to monitor your progress. Now, yes, you can, look in the mirror, but sometimes you might look in the mirror and you don't see a change. But in reality, you are actually losing weight, because weight drops off of everyone a little bit differently. So by being able to have an accurate way to measure your progress, that is going to come from weighing yourself daily and consistently. You don't want all of your hard work of, dieting, trying to eat correctly, tracking all your foods and stuff if, you're not really making any progress. So you got to be able to monitor it so you can tell when you need to, make adjustments. Now, when it comes to tracking your weight, obviously one thing to note is your weight is going to fluctuate, right? Sometimes you might wake up and, you might weigh a little bit more, and another day you might wake up and you weigh a little bit less. And it's really because your body is maybe holding on to, a lot of water from what you ate the day before, carbs, like depending on the type of foods you eat. There are a lot of different factors when it comes to, what the scale says exactly. So the way that we're actually going to monitor our weight loss and really track our progress is by finding our average weight for the week. So this is what I recommend that you do to track your weight accurately. All right, so first thing is you want to weigh yourself every day at around the same time period and on an empty stomach. So let's say you wake up at 9 a.m. every day, 8 a.m. every day. You want to make sure that you're always weighing yourself at 9 a.m. or at 8 a.m. And this is going to allow for that accuracy when you're recording your weight. So just, write it down in a notebook or, put it in your notepad on your phone just so you can have that weight nice and recorded. Do this consistently for 1 week. So for 7 days, you should have 7 numbers. Now to find our average weight, just some easy math. You're just gonna add up all the numbers, divide by 7, and that's gonna give you your average weight. Or if you wanna do it a little bit quicker, you can, take out all the highs, take out all the lows, and just circle the middle number. Either way works, both are pretty accurate. So for week 2, do the exact same thing as week 1. Add up all the numbers, find your average, weigh yourself every day, and then boom, you now have your week 1 weight and you have your week 2 weight. And then you just compare them. If week 2 is, lower than week 1, good job, you lost weight. If it's higher, then that means that you need to cut your calories a little bit lower. And if it stayed the same, then that means you didn't lose any weight, you didn't gain any weight. And if you want to lose fat, you're going to have to drop your calories. So this is why tracking your weight, guys, is crucial and is really going to help you stay consistent and make consistent progress when it comes to your fat loss. Now, one more important thing to note, guys, is you don't want to just lose a lot of fat, but you actually want to look great. And the key to that is not just by losing a lot of weight, but also building a lot of muscle. Making sure that you actually have a structured plan that you can follow so that you can build muscle correctly and shred fat. And that is exactly why I created my 8-week fat loss program. This is gonna help you build muscle and shred fat so that you can actually build that nice chiseled lean physique like some of your favorite Hollywood movie stars. So when you take your shirt off on the beach, you look shredded and you have a good amount of muscle there too. This program is perfect if you're a beginner or intermediate, and you really want to start building muscle and shredding fat right now. So make sure to click the link in the description to get started. There you have it, guys. 3 reasons why you might not have been losing weight before, but now after watching this video, you should now be able to go out there and lose your next 10 pounds. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and also leave a comment below if any of these tips helped you, which ones stood out to you the most. I'll be dropping more videos on fat loss, building muscle, dieting, nutrition, everything that you need to know to build the body of your dreams. My name is Diare. Stay blessed, and I'll catch you next time.